Escape to Egypt. In 1798, Napoleon launched the Egyptian expedition to undermine British influence in India. He took with him 167 scientists and specialists who conducted extensive research and excavations. This led to the discovery of the Rosetta Stone, the key to deciphering ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics. Although the military campaign was less successful, the scientific achievements of this expedition were significant. Code Napoleon. In addition to his military career, Napoleon was a prominent legislator. In 1804, the French Civil Code, known as the Code Napoleon, was enacted. This code simplified and modernized the French legal system based on the principles of equality before the law, individual liberty, and the secular nature of the state. Many of its provisions still influence legislation in countries around the world. Love of literature. Napoleon was an avid reader and connoisseur of literature. He had over 3,000 books in his library, which he read with great interest. He was particularly fond of the works of Plutarch, Homer, Voltaire, and Rousseau. In exile on the island of St. Helena, he spent much time reading to relieve his loneliness and to keep intellectually active. Refugees and immigrants. Napoleon actively recruited immigrants and refugees from various European countries into his army and public service. He believed that their talents and skills could contribute to the development of France. For example, his famous Marshal Lannes was the son of a miller, and many other officers and statesmen came from a wide variety of social classes and nationalities. Patronage of the arts. Napoleon was an active patron of the arts. He encouraged the building of theaters, museums, and other cultural institutions. In 1803, he founded the Paris Conservatory, which is still one of the world's leading musical institutions. He was also instrumental in establishing the Louvre as France's premier museum, where the finest works of art were collected. Education. Napoleon paid great attention to the development of education. He founded many schools, lycées, and universities to provide access to education for all segments of society. In 1808, he established the Imperial University, which controlled all educational institutions in the country. His reforms made education more accessible and of higher quality. Health. Napoleon suffered from many illnesses, including epilepsy and stomach ulcers. He was also prone to migraine attacks and chronic fatigue. His health deteriorated during his exile on the island of St. Helena, where he spent the last years of his life. Nevertheless, despite all his ailments, he retained an iron will and energy that enabled him to accomplish many great deeds. Vanity and fashion. Napoleon paid great attention to his appearance and clothing. He was known for his passion for elegant and expensive outfits. His favorite tailor, Louis Hippolyte, was responsible for creating many of his famous costumes. Napoleon also introduced many fashion innovations, such as the short haircut, which became popular among men of the time. Love of family. Napoleon was very attached to his family. He often wrote letters to his brothers, sisters, and mother, with whom he maintained a close relationship. Despite his busy schedule, he always found time to spend with his loved ones. He also cared for his wife, Josephine, although their relationship was complicated and ambiguous. Architectural ambitions. Napoleon dreamed of making Paris the most magnificent city in the world. He began many large-scale building projects, including the arch at Place Carrousel, which was later completed by his nephew, Napoleon III, as the Arc de Triomphe at Place Charles de Gaulle. He also contributed to the construction of canals, bridges, and roads, which greatly improved France's infrastructure.